Hello and welcome to episode 8 of Buxton Barrow Man, where I go through Buxton's history and clean up the town at the same time. Located a few miles west of Buxton is the beautiful Goyt Valley and the ruins of the once massive estate of Errwood Hall. Errwood Hall was built by a gentleman called Samuel Grimshawe II. Grimshawe was a son of a merchant and made his riches in Manchester. After 1830, and with his wealth, he began negotiations with John William Jodrell about the acquisition of Yeardsley Hall and the lands of Taxal Valley. This purchase included 2,064 acres of land for £9,250. This land included the Cat and Fiddle Inn atop the moors. However, this was challenged by the Earl of Derby as he believed the Cat and Fiddle was under his land. And so Grimshawe brought all the old men living in Taxal before a member of the Court of Chancery. This is where a Daniel Downes swore before the member that he was shown the boundaries when he was younger by a previous owner, and is quoted to say, "I'll show thee where the boundary goes, it may be use of thee some time, thou art a young lad." With Daniel's recollections, the Earl gave up on his argument and the Cat and Fiddle remained in the land now owned by the Grimshaws. It is believed that Samuel's son, mother and sister lived at the old farm in Errwood during 1841 as the hall was being constructed. The hall's construction was overseen by Samuel Grimshawe II up until its completion sometime within the 1840s. Samuel's son, Samuel Grimshawe III, inherited the estate after his death in 1851. The estate then changed hands to his wife Jessie in 1883 after his death, and on to their daughters in 1893 after Jessie's. Their daughters Mary and Genevieve lived their full lives at the hall and both passed a year apart from each other, with Mary first in 1929. After this, the entire estate was compulsorily purchased by the Stockport Corporation to build reservoirs at the bottom of the valley. After 1932, as the first reservoir, Fernley, started construction, a decision was made the same year to take down Errwood Hall as well as the 14 farmhouses and cottages on the land. What's left today is the unmissable reservoirs that the Stockport Corporation built, and of course these aren't going anytime soon as United Utilities still use the reservoirs for drinking water. There's still, of course, the ruins of the hall. You can spot the window frames, the old front door, and a crest of the Grimshaws that used to sit above. A small graveyard above the hall still remains, as well as a shrine to the north of the hall. This shrine was made by the Grimshaws in memory of a Spanish aristocrat who was a teacher at the estate school. Now, if you wish to visit the ruins of Errwood Hall, the shrine, the reservoir, anything I mentioned in this video, I'll put the links down below on where these locations are and the nearest car parks. The land is owned by United Utilities, but it's run by Forestry England, and they look after maintaining the land. And recently, vandals did ruin a part of the ruins of Errwood Hall, which sounds a bit weird. But thankfully Forestry England did repair it. So I ask, if you do come visit, just respect the area and well, don't go chipping away some stones at the base of the hall, shall we? And of course we're towards the end of the video now, so I still cleaned up. This time it was back in Buxton, not really in Goyt, because Goyt Valley is actually pretty clean. Managed to get roughly 2 wheelbarrows worth of rubbish in pretty harsh weather that we're currently having. But other than that, I hope you've enjoyed, and until next time, ta-ra.